What's up guys, Ben here and welcome to Motivation to Invest. Billionaire Ron Baron of Baron Capital is widely regarded as one of the greatest momentum investors of all time. He's most famous as being the original Tesla bull, who was promoting the stock back when it was just a couple $100 per share.
We're joined by star investor Ron Baron. He's been a firm, longtime supporter of Tesla, which is, of course, one of the year's hottest stocks. In fact, Ron first told us about the company's potential back in 2014.
Whereas legendary investors such as Warren Buffett were just sitting on cash during the 2020 market crash, Ron Baron went on a shopping spree. So what has he been buying? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. I recently reviewed the SEC filings for Baron Capital to reveal the top 5 stocks Ron Baron has been purchasing. So without further ado, let's dive in. Welcome back guys to Motivation to Invest. Before we get started, it would really mean a lot to me if you guys can give this video a big thumbs up. That helps out the YouTube algorithm, which allows me to create more great content like this for you guys. In addition, if you want more investing tips and exclusive stock picks, which I personally am investing into, then you should definitely subscribe to this channel and turn that notification bell on. With that being said, let's get into the video. Right guys, so here we are inside Ron Baron's portfolio. Coming in at stock number 5 is DraftKings, ticker symbol DKNG. Ron Baron purchased this stock for $14 a share, and it's already increased by over 135%. Now, if you're from the US, you've probably heard of DraftKings. It's basically a business that operates in the sports betting and fantasy sports industries online in the USA. Now, this is a growing market which is increasing massively. The online gambling market is predicted to reach $87.75 billion by 2024, a compound annual growth rate of 8.77%. Now, the reason for this is online gambling is only legal in a few states across the US. Now, as it becomes legal in more states, this market share will grow for companies such as DraftKings. Now, the company recently IPO'd in 2020, and there's not that much data on the business. We know its revenues have been increasing, but it's also unprofitable. Despite this though, the share price has skyrocketed. And this brings me neatly onto another gambling play in the USA, and that is PENN National Gaming, ticker symbol PENN. Ron Baron purchased this stock for $43.86 per share, and that's already increased by over 73.15%. With PENN National, they own around a 30% stake in Barstool Sports, which is run by the charismatic and crazy David Portnoy. Thus, PENN National Gaming has exposure not just to the online sports betting industry, the same as DraftKings, but also to the physical casinos. It's also a much more established public company. So diving into its numbers, we can see it's got a stock rank of 90, momentum of 93, value 50, quality of 82. So the stock price has risen, but due to obviously the physical casinos being closed over lockdown, this obviously was a bad news for the business. But the online sports betting is supposed to bring that back up. Now, checking out the revenue, this has been growing at a compound annual growth rate of 15% per year. Checking out the data here, it's obviously forecast to decrease for 2020 due to the closure of many physical casinos. It's set to increase again in 2021, and then it's set to increase in terms of net income in 2021. So it is a profitable company for 2021. Now, the analyst consensus, there's people here from Deutsche Bank, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan. 1 say sell, 3 hold, 6 buy, 2 a strong buy on that stock. Current ratio 1.56. So your current ratio is the short-term debt to short-term cash flow. Has the company got enough cash on hand to cover its short-term debt? I usually look for businesses with around 2 plus, but 1.56 is okay. It's doable. So personally, if I'm comparing Penn National Gaming to DraftKings, if you want a more of a safer bet, I would definitely go with Penn National Gaming. That's just my personal opinion. It's more of a diversified business. They have a percentage in the online sports betting industry, and they also have the physical element. Whereas DraftKings purely online, yet it's still unprofitable and it's at a very high valuation. Now, I actually did a video on a stock which I would say is actually an even better play than these two, and that is called GAN. Now, GAN is basically the back-end software which is behind FanDuel and also DraftKings, which are both fantasy sports betting apps. Now, if you want to find out more about that, check it out on the link below. I did a full stock analysis on GAN stock and the online gambling industry in the USA. I've actually bought shares in that business. Now we've got the gambling out of the way, let's get on to the medical side of things.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Doctor.
And coming in on stock number 3 is AFYA, ticker symbol AFYA. Rob Barron purchased this stock for around $24 per share, and it's only increased by 7.82%. This could mean it could still be a great value stock to buy right now. So what is AFYA? AFYA is a company based in Brazil which deals with medical training and education. So the unique thing about this business is it allows everybody to get into the medical profession, whether you're a medical student in Brazil, a medical student abroad, a general physician, a specialist, or a subspecialist. So no matter what stage in your medical career you're at, you can join and learn through AFYA's platform. Now, the platform's very, very interesting. So it's high in technology, which I do love. So as you can see here, you've got the website and in-app communication, learning assessment tools, instructional medical web series. The tutors can use the apps and technology in order to educate and speak to the students. This really helps with obviously all the social distancing and talk of schools being closed and universities during the medical crisis. There's also going to be a lot more investment into the medical profession, which means an even greater need for doctors and those specialist physicians. So as you can see here, you've got AFYA Talks, we've got holographic tests, and even prototype facial recognition system, which is already under development. So it's a very interesting tech company. They're partnered with over 50 teaching hospitals and clinics, 595 physicians and specialists in their ecosystem. So this is their distribution network here. As you can see, we've got the partner hospitals, clinics, schools, business to business, and the digital platform, and that merges together to train people in the medical industry. Now I do like this stock as it seems a lot more modern than traditional universities. So checking it out here, we can see it's only got a stock rank of 54, momentum of 60, value 22, quality of 80. So there's obviously been a lot of exuberance behind the stock, behind many medical stocks during the past couple of months. Share price is up now around $26 per share. It's a mid-cap company. And this is the exciting part of this business. So looking at the revenue, it's actually been compounded by 86.4% on average. Now, that's a massive increase, which makes this a true growth stock, and definitely one of my favorites to invest in. So it's only 7% higher than when Ron Barron invested in it, which as far as I'm concerned, makes it still a great play. Operating profit is around 100% up on the compound annual growth rate. So as you can see, revenues are forecast to increase, net income's forecast to increase, and earnings per share forecast to increase. The only negative of this company, I'd say, is it's quite a new company. So the data here only goes back to 2017. So it's only a few years old, but it's been growing fast. Analyst consensus, 2 hold, 3 buy, 1 strong buy. Current ratio. Now, like I said previously, current ratio is your short-term cash to your short-term debt. Generally, I look for 2 and above. This has a 3.75, which means it has more than enough cash on hand to cover its debts. And that's due to its asset-light business model. It deals with partner hospitals and it has its digital system. price to book value 5.4, PE ratio 29. That PE ratio is still quite high though. Personally, I do like this stock and I may purchase a very small stake in the business just to track it. Now on to stock number 2 is Shopify. Now Ron Barron purchased this stock for around $400 per share and it's already up by over 141%. Now you may have heard of Shopify. It basically allows you to build an online shop on a website. So it's a very popular all-in-one e-commerce platform. I believe they're also partnering with Facebook as Facebook integrates Facebook shops. As you can see here, build an online business no matter what business you're in. So it allows these normal brick and mortar retail stores, these mom and pop stores, to get themselves online. So yeah, many people use their system and they take a fee for their service. It's very simple, sell everywhere, market your business, manage everything. So they can manage all the sales and orders through the Shopify app. Diving into the numbers for Shopify, stock rank of 63, momentum 99. So there's a lot of momentum behind this. You do not want to be in brick and mortar retail, especially during the current health crisis and the lockdowns, and people are just moving away from that. Everybody wants to shop online now, and softwares such as Shopify are empowering small businesses to do just that. Quality 70. So as you can see, Ron Barron got in around this price, around $400 per share, and it's already increased to over $1,000 per share. Now, me personally, PE ratio over 500, that's a little bit too high on the valuation at the moment, but it may have more room to run, and I believe it will, to be honest, because it's just in that industry. And even Facebook, if Facebook's deciding to use them with Facebook shops, it shows that Facebook believes it's a market leader in that industry. Total revenue has been increasing. Compound annual growth rate 71.9%. Now that means it's a very, very high growth stock. As you can see, in 2014, the revenues were around $105 million. And now we're all the way up to around $2 billion in just a few years. So as you can see, revenues forecast to increase for 2020, 2021. Net income's forecast to increase, earnings per share forecast to increase. Analyst consensus, 2 sell, 18 hold, 10 buy, 3 strong buy. So real mixed bag there. Current ratio 13. They need a round of applause for that. That is incredible. So they've got, I look for say 2 and above on the current ratio. They've got 13.69. So there's a very, very, very low risk and of this company going bankrupt, and they have a lot of cash on hand to inject into more growth. Just the valuation is high. So great company. I'll definitely keep my eye on Shopify. Should the share price drop to a more reasonable level, I'll definitely wish to maybe get a small stake in this company and build my position out. And finally, number 1 on my list is Brookfield Asset Management, ticker symbol BAM. Ron Barron purchased the stock for around $38 per share, and it's down actually 15.88%. Now, the reason I selected this stock to look at for you guys is it's all very well showing you a stock that's gone up 135%, but what about a stock that's at an even better price than when Ron Barron, one of the world's greatest investors, invested into it? So that's why I showed this Brookfield Asset Management. So what is Brookfield Asset Management? Well, they are an alternative asset manager with over 515 billion in assets under management. They have a portfolio in real estate, infrastructure, and even renewable power. So these are companies which will invest into, say, building large real estate projects, building wind turbines, and other large infrastructure products. So they create that real long-term value for investors. So diving into the numbers for this stock. Now they're based in Canada. They have a stock rank of 47, momentum 34, value 49, quality of 65. So looking at its share price, only $43 per share at the moment. Now, these are businesses, as far as the share price is concerned, that I'd like to see. So they've been increasing steadily over the past 5 years. And then, of course, we had the 2020 crash, and then we had this dip here. However, real estate we know has massively been affected by the global health crisis, so there's a large potential that this business could recover very nicely. Compound annual growth rate, an average of 29.9%, which is incredible for such a large business. As you can see, revenue's forecast to decrease slightly for 2020 and then 2021, so it might take a few years for this business to recover, as the net income also. However, earnings per share is forecast to increase for 2020 and 2021. Analyst consensus, 1 hold, 2 buy, 1 strong buy. So very bullish on this business. And then dividends. So this is a great dividend play. So the dividend yield is around 1%, 1.3% dividend. So if you want a nice, stable real estate dividend stock, then Brookfield Asset Management is a great one to check out. So what do you think of the stocks Ron Baron has been buying? Let me know in the comments below and I'll join in the discussion. Also, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. That really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, which allows me to create more great content like this for you guys. In addition, if you want more investing tips and exclusive stock picks, which I personally am investing into, then you should definitely subscribe to this channel and turn that notification bell on. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Invest safe.